Sponsored by Bet365.
Bale to Ronaldo, and Palau gets back to put a tackle in this time.
Just look at how much confidence affects players. It's the lack of confidence from the Betis team. It makes them even look tired, doesn't it? It does. It drains you of energy, drains you of spirit and belief.
And it's the end of Ruben Castro, who's been disappointing as I've ever seen him, really. But I think the reaction here is against the coach, isn't it, Garrido? They've already sacked one coach this season. You wouldn't get particularly long odds on there being another sacking, would you? You're unhappy that a popular player, a good player, has been taken off, but frankly, he hasn't been good today.
No, he hasn't. I mean, it's difficult, isn't it? As I said, the three centre-forwards hasn't worked. Baptiste was given a little bit of width.
So Vadillo comes on, teenager still. He's an attacking midfielder, winger. Did his cruciate knee ligament in a game against Real Madrid at the Bernabeu a couple of years ago. When he came into the team as a 17-year-old. Well, it probably is at 3-0 down, is an admission that the system that he tried to start this game with and play in this game simply hasn't worked. But I think we know that.
It was adventurous, wasn't it? As I said, Baptiste has held his position and kept getting some supply and service into the box.
Benzema to Bale. Benzema offside again.
Really, this is something that Benzema, I know we're making a joke of it this afternoon because it's 3-0 win so far for Real Madrid, but 26 now. There was an element of you think that he should have learnt by now. He gets caught offside on too many occasions. I always admire a striker that wants to play against the last defender and look to run in behind, and it's the biggest threat you can carry against the defence. But there are occasions, though, when you see Benzema a mile offside.
Xabi Alonso in a bit of pain.
It's an aerial collision, but he looks as if he's hurt his knee. Or he's landed awkwardly, or he's been hit by Vadillo or a forceful challenge. Pepe from behind. I hope he hasn't jarred his knee. You see him land and he jarred his knee back sharply. Hopefully it's just no more than a bang on the thigh, maybe touch it with a dead leg.
Signed his contract extension recently. Xabi Alonso. It's a great effort by the Betis supporters. I know they've shown their anger at the manager, the goalkeeper, the directors. But to be honest, there's plenty to be angry about. It's a funny old club, Betis, with a really passionate, large fan base. Such potential, but they've had terrible financial problems. A very difficult club to try and manage, wouldn't it, from the situation that they're in. Pepe Mel had done so well to get them back up, get them into Europe. And now, I'm afraid to say, it does look at the moment as if they're heading back down again. Dani Carvajal. Ronaldo lets it go to Marcelo. And Ronaldo with a shot, little deflection. Held on to gratefully by Anderson.
Again, another attempt on target from Ronaldo. Might take a slight touch from Maya. Good solid goalkeeping though from Anderson.
About 42,000 for the team, bottom of the league. Lolo Reyes, no foul there on Carvajal. Has to get up. Superbly done by Luka Modric. Ronaldo. Marcelo. It's the left-back offside this time. It's not that unusual for him. Here's Baptista. Matia to Vidio. Got pace, Vidio. Give Carvajal a problem here. When he got the ball into the penalty area, no one had made that run into that near post.
Just looked a little bit too one-footed there, didn't he? And was really reluctant to cross with his left foot.
Look at the room here for Di Maria. 4 defenders, but they're all backing away. Benzema. And still Benzema. Good save.
That's an example how tough it is for the back four. They're getting no help whatsoever from midfield. And it is 4 against 4, and it's 4 world-class players up against 4 defenders in poor form. And you see the offside. Marcelo was adamant that he wasn't offside. It was a close one.
Here's a corner, then an hour played. Real Madrid comfortable at 3-0, but hungry for more. Modric. Oh, tripped into the corner. It was a fabulous hit by Di Maria. Well, he was a terrific distance out. He decided to unleash, and Anderson's beaten again. What a strike by Di Maria.
When you talk about technique and skill, Di Maria has that in an abundance, and he's shown it all. Well, it's remarkable finish. No chance for Anderson, even from that distance. Real Betis must have thought they'd done enough, and they cleared the initial set piece. They thought the danger had passed. For Di Maria, he saw an opportunity to go for goal. It's some distance as well. It's on the half volley, cuts across it with the outside of his foot. And the power just beats Anderson there, doesn't it? And Di Maria does remarkably well. To get anything on target from that range is your objection. To find the bottom corner with the pace that he has, in from the other end, Diego Lopez probably had a great view of that. It's a brilliant finish. 4th different scorer for Real Madrid.
It's not a bad roll call, is it? Ronaldo, Bale, Benzema and Di Maria, the goal scorers. The difference in quality has been marked. And Betis haven't done anything to counteract that difference in quality. So there's Juan Franzon for Salva Sevilla. Can play right back and play wide midfield. And again, massive gap in midfield. Benzema, Ronaldo. You'll be disappointed, Ronaldo. Here he goes. He's looking for a second goal. Ronaldo, and a save by Anderson.
I'm not sure what the objection is from now from Betis. 4-0 down. And on that occasion, not for the first time, it was 5v5 on that occasion when Real Madrid attacked. The time before, it was 4 against 4. Ronaldo with a shot from the edge of the box. Good save again from Anderson. He's going to get plenty more of those, I think, in what's remained in almost 30 minutes. Benzema was offside again there as well, wasn't he, in front of the goalkeeper.
Di Maria turning on the tricks. Palau stopped Benzema from cutting back inside of him there. Somehow he's caught him as well. If I was on the bench for Real Madrid, I'd be straining to get on in this situation.
There's some contact here. It's a slight push, isn't there, against Benzema. Maybe the forearm across the chin. And clearly Benzema wasn't hurt as bad as he was making out. But I'm not sure what Juan Carlos Guerrero's thinking is now. He has to tighten things up at the back. They're not getting back into this game. It's only going to get more damage in.
Yeah, you don't want to lose it 7-0.
That's every possibility. It really is. I mean, all those players we're talking about, 4 goal scorers, all got 1 goal each. They're all going to be looking for more goals.
If you lose 4-0 against Real Madrid, it's not good. But you can point to the goal scorers and say, look, well, look at these guys. But if it gets much worse, then there'll be real intense pressure. There's pressure on everybody at Real Betis. Everybody from the directors down to the players and everybody on the coaching staff as well, and can only be made worse if this defeat gets worse. We saw earlier Morata's eye. We haven't seen it yet on screen, have we, since he's been down there on the bench. Got a whack in the eye the other night. Had to carry on for some strange reason in the Copa del Rey, even though they were 4-0 up. Juan to Chica. They'd love to keep a 5th consecutive clean sheet as well, Real Madrid. 8 wins and a draw from their last 9 games in La Liga. Here's Vadillo. Carvajal. Again, didn't want to use that left foot again, did he, there, Vadillo? Well, this scoreline would be enough for Real Madrid to move up a place in La Liga, overnight at least. Massive amount of room again. Gareth Bale has got 1 goal. So is Benzema. And Benzema's looking for another. Cristiano Ronaldo looks up at the heavens.
And Benzema thinks it's close. Not too much to worry. Stefan Anderson there.
15 shots on goal from Real Madrid.
So many options on the bench for Real Betis. Of course there is for Real Madrid. Juan Carlos Guerrero should be saying to Matia, whoever else is playing in midfield, Lalo Reyes is taken off Salva Sevilla. We've gone 2 added wingers, come on to the substitutes as well. 2 midfielders and fullbacks have to stay at home now. They're not getting back into the game. They have to try and avoid conceding any more goals.
Matia. Juanfran. Modric still not letting up. They're going to throw the Aramendi on soon. It's a more defensive-minded midfielder.
I just wonder if Xabi Alonso took a knock, didn't he? There's no need to risk it now. There's going to be a bruise on the thigh running around for the next 20 minutes or so. Might just make it bleed a little bit more. We received the bang and slightly inflamed, but it's
Di Maria, after all. Yeah, you made a good case for taking off Xabi Alonso. That's Di Maria. Well, he's managed to reinvent himself, and Di Maria scored in the cup from midfield. This was a wonderful strike. Now, we know he's capable of doing this kind of thing. He was getting frustrated. There was talk of him moving to Monaco because essentially couldn't get in the team with Bale's arrival and add to that Hesse's emergence as well. So he's almost been given another challenge by Ancelotti, and so far, so good.
And it was clear to make that point, Ancelotti, this week, that Di Maria is playing in the midfield with Modric, Xabi Alonso. He is part of that trio. He's not an attacking midfield player like an Isco or an Ozil. It's a different system. And he was making that clear. And he's, at the moment, is seeing Di Maria as a midfield player, a central midfield player. Not necessarily offensive. Xabi Alonso slightly deeper than the other 2, which today is Modric and Di Maria.
Would he do it in the Clasico or in the derby?
I think there's a big question. So far, so good, I would say. But there are going to be tougher tests, and playing against a meek and hapless Real Betis side.
The tier 2 Baptista, more central role now for the on-loan Brazilian. Just sent Vadillo a little wide. See if he uses his left foot. Good skill by Bale. Tidily done by Real Madrid, and they keep pouring forward. Still doesn't get into the Spain squad, Diego Lopez, does he? Del Bosque has been very loyal to Casillas. Got a cap, but it was a long time ago.
It's been a tough job, but there's been no instant turnarounders there for Juan Carlos Garrido, which mostly happens when a new manager comes in and takes charge.
Hasn't been the usual high number of sackings in La Liga. Baptista and Pepe. Excellent work by Pepe. Superb defending that. Only been 3 sackings in La Liga, compared to double that number in the Premier League. Benzema. Garcia wins a free kick, moving slowly back through the midfield, wasn't he?
This is his own fault. I'm not sure why he's bombing on and trying to get round Betis back into the game. He's leaving his post. Should be helping out the defence. It's amazing that, I know we talked earlier about how much confidence affects the players in so many ways, physically as well, but you mentioned about my coaching earlier and my career in the commentary there, and I remember being coached. Wait for this to go past. In the Premier League with Fulham, and seeing how fast and fit the Manchester United players are, fast and fit the Chelsea players were, and how hard they worked as well. So they're not only better players, they work so hard to get the ball back, and it's really, really, I'm full of admiration for the top-class players that do work as hard as they do in Real Madrid. Fitter, faster, working harder, and better players than Betis. So the scoreline is no surprise.
Now listen for the whistles here for the former Sevilla player. Long time ago, but it's not forgotten. Picked up a yellow card, so Sergio Ramos, so it's no surprise perhaps that he's the player being sacrificed here for Nacho to get another game. Carvajal has been fouled by Vadillo, who will be going to the referee's notebook. Yellow card for the teenager.
There's a clear yellow card offence for the teenage Betis winger. Another example, working hard, isn't it? 4-0 ahead, and Carvajal, the right back, still.
Well, Stefan Andersson's redeemed himself to a degree with his performance in the second half. Can't afford another mistake. Or error of judgment more than a mistake, wasn't it? Not to dive for the Bale free kick. Modric is ready. It's whipped back. Pre-rehearsed move. Ronaldo got there, but couldn't control his shot when it came to him.
I think the bounce just before him didn't do him any favours, and I think that was why they were grinning to each other. Just a little tester from Modric. The idea was good, wasn't it? It needed to be rolled along the floor, really. Or fully in the air for Ronaldo to volley.
No pressure on Xabi Alonso. Just allow him to... He's a wonderful player, Xabi Alonso, particularly if you just allow him to have all the time in the world to pick his pass. Here's Molina. Baptiste down, flag down. Recovery by Marcelo.
Xabi Alonso's 32 now, but Real Betis are allowing him to play like this is a vets game. Just drops back in, he's picking the ball up, spraying it all over the place.
Nacho's header, Vadillo comes in. Carvajal. It's defended well for Real Madrid. Arbeloa has been reduced to a Copa del Rey player because Carvajal's return has been so successful. Was sold and allowed to go and play in Germany. Came back, had a buyback arrangement, so they were able to get him back. Something that the big clubs in Spain do very successfully. We are going to see Morata.
Baptiste was 6 yards offside.
Alvaro Morata has been much sought after. There's a vote on the Sky Sports website recently about which player you'd like to see come to play in the Premier League, and he won it. Been linked with Arsenal and with Liverpool. Talk of a loan deal. Ancelotti says it's not happening. Speculation continues that it will. He said all this the other night in the game against Osasuna, and he came on at a set piece, literally got injured in that set piece that he came on, and then should have gone off because he'd taken a significant whack to the head, but didn't, and it was a mess for the rest of the game. That's Benzema's goal. He's got one. It wasn't a brilliant performance, was it? 7 out of 10 performance by Benzema, but he got a goal.
He did. He was guilty of being offside on too many occasions, and yeah, 4-0 ahead. There would be no complaints, would there, from Carlo Ancelotti from the performance of any of his players this afternoon. It was a good finish for his goal, though. An accurate finish, wasn't it? He's a top-class striker, and we see the finishing there for his goal. It does separate the good players, good strikers, from the top-class strikers, and it's a one-touch finish.
Oh, Chica late and too strong, surely. It's a yellow card. And that's all. It's Nacho, the substitute. Welcome to the game.
Should be
oh, that's a red, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's
a red card.
I thought it was going to be a red, you know, and I just waited, but that's got to go.
Yeah, terrible, ugly, dirty challenge from Chica. Studs up, late, intent to try and do damage there. Frustration from the result and the situation Betis are in, but that should have been a red card.
So it's the youngster Caro coming on, the 20-year-old. He's a defender, but he's come on to replace a midfielder. Changes now for Juan Carlos Garrido of the element of bolting the door. The horse has not just bolted, it's gone and rampaged through the farmyard.
It's on his second lap.
There's a free kick, allows the target over him and away by Pepe. Vadillo. They squeezed that through, too far in front of Baptiste.
Seeing Paulao go up for a set piece. He might be in midfield now. Coro might be going to the back, but it's not getting your priorities right, if it isn't, if you're Paulao.
There's Paulao. As close as they've come to a goal.
Just as I was mentioning, getting your priorities right, and then he comes one in the top corner and proved me wrong, but
he was determined, wasn't he? As soon as they got that free kick, he plonked it down, says, wait till I'm there, and off he went. Florentino Perez there, he wasn't looking particularly happy, was he? the president of Real Madrid. He will sit in the presidential box alongside the counterparts from the other team, but there's been a load of changes recently at Betis.
It wouldn't be great, would it, to see Florentino Perez fist pumping in the director's box while you're humiliating your opponents who are having a real terrible season.
He was there to be hit by Asier Iarramendi. He only ever scored one goal. It was in the Copa del Rey against Chativa, the third-tier team.
Next game for Betis, Celta Vigo away. Again, one of those rivals down towards the bottom of the league. Unfortunately, before long, I think those rivals, which are currently rivals, are no longer going to be rivals. I think they might be in the odd situation of being able to concentrate on the Europa League. Play Ruben Kazan in February.
Ronaldo fancies another goal. We'd always say that about Cristiano Ronaldo. Now Modric, it's well saved. Bale is there, and Bale squares it, and that was a vital touch there. There were two waiting for that pullback by Gareth Bale. I had a look in the mirror at half-time. Stefan Anderson, I think. There's only one really bad moment in the first half, but he was getting all sorts of grief from the Betis supporters. And he's kept the score down second half. Yeah,
he's not to blame for this defeat, is he? I think he could have done better on the Gareth Bale goal. And blame is for the other three. Ronaldo's one, even though he didn't move, he had no chance with it.
Marcelo's coming around the back. Juan Fran won the header.
And he certainly isn't to blame, is he, for the current plight of Real Betis.
Ronaldo, release for Ronaldo, offside.
Gone about their job in the right manner, haven't they, Real Madrid? It's been one of their easier games away from home. They've had their problems this season. Away from home in fixtures, but today possibly could have been one of those if they hadn't started off in the right frame of mind. Didn't give Betis any encouragement. Ronaldo will go on 11th minute, and from then it's been routine and straightforward, a professional performance and moments of real quality.
No late goals required this time for Real Madrid. They fancy some late goals, but they don't need a comeback. They picked up some controversial points early in the season, Real Madrid. I can't help wondering whether, come the end of the season, we'll be able to look back on those kinds of game. Particularly controversial, the Elche game. I remember they really got away with that one. Foul by Baptista.
Back in touch, aren't they, with the top two? Of course, the return fixtures for Real Madrid to look forward to against Atletico Madrid and Barcelona. The Espanyol in the Copa del Rey, Schalke in the Champions League. It's going to make for a really exciting second half of the season.
And they are improving. Marcelo.
Certainly under Ancelotti, we've been waiting to see a change in the style of play from Jose Mourinho since Ancelotti has taken over. And I think the biggest impact he's had now is the defence. Tightening up, defending set pieces, keeping lots more clean sheets. Let's give them a platform to build on, allow the attacking players to express themselves.
Baptista floating one in towards Jorge Molina. Did well there. Haven't seen much from Jorge Molina so far in 84 minutes.
It's a cross into the box. Nacho probably defending too deep. Change in the back four. Ramos coming off. Nacho replacing him. Just to allow Molina a half chance there.
Barcelona away to Levante Sunday, and Atletico home to Sevilla. Found some good form away from home, Sevilla. Any point to drop now by the top two. Real Madrid poised and ready. Modric gets the ball, and in Real Madrid style, looked immediately forward for once, actually. Those front runners were all just back on their heels, having a little breather. Just more players back there now for Betis. Still can't stop the scurrying run from Morata, and Bale comes across and gets his shot in.
There's another goal for Gareth Bale. You see him attempting to get his second today, but another goal today. 10 goals, 8 in the league now. And it has been, that's a good start when you think where he started from. Not even had a pre-season with Spurs or Real Madrid, and 1 or 2 injury issues in his endeavours to get back to full match fitness. It's a good return, isn't it? He's going to get better. We get more goals. A lot more goals, actually.
That's pretty certain, isn't it? Carvajal coming forward. This takes Real Madrid to 83 for the season. No rush now. Thinking of a cup game already. I think Real Madrid here having a little breather. Why not?
The game's firmly been won since the 25th minute, isn't it? It's just a question of how many more goals Real Madrid would rack up.
Yaramendi. And again, Xabi Alonso at walking pace.
Jorge Molina was alongside him, wasn't he? Just gave up. Let Xabi Alonso just move into midfield.
I know the game is, like you say, it's been won since midway through the first half when Bale's free kick hit the back of the net. At least if you know, definitely when Benzema scored just before half-time, but got to give it a bit of a go, Betis, haven't they? Here's Marcelo, blocked off by his fellow Brazilian, Perlau.
It doesn't look good, does it, for Betis? The results suggest that they're a poor side, and when you see them today, and really, Real Madrid have only been in second gear. I've seen some of their struggles in away games, but this hasn't been one of them. It's a Real Betis team that look demoralised. They haven't put up any fight. They don't look organised. There's no spirit, no confidence. 2 wins in 20 games. I did have a belief that they might still be able to put a run together and get out of trouble, but I think that's beyond them now, even at this stage, with so long to go of the season. It has to be a massive turnaround in form. We'll have to start getting some points. It's going to be far too late, I think, too little too late.
Here's Bale. Marcelo again. Every opportunity to get forward. There's Ronaldo to Morata. Everybody stopped except Morata, who slots it into the back of the net and takes the 5th goal. Well, that says so much about this game. They all go and congratulate Cristiano Ronaldo, but Morata got the goal. Very promising young striker at the start of his career, and he won't score many easier goals than that one.
I think they're laughing and having a giggle about the overhead kick from Ronaldo. He's going for goal, wasn't he? You can see as Marcelo clips the ball over. Ronaldo's onside. Morata. So it's not worth arguing about, is it? It's a possibility that he's level with Didac, but what you can't do is just all stop, stand still. And Paulao is close enough there to put in a much better effort than he has done against Morata. Morata stops, has a little touch, flicks it into the corner, looks around, no flag from the assistant referee. It's just about sums Betis up and sums up Real Madrid. They've been excellent, could have been difficult, they made light work of it. Amongst the goals, appears to be another clean sheet. The job done for Ancelotti's team.
It's been awful from Betis, hasn't it? I think we've made the points, haven't we? I'm sorry if you're a Betis fan, if you feel we've been rubbing it in, but, well, I think you'll know, even against some great players, they've made it easy for them, haven't been good enough. Offside flag this time does go up. It was an extraordinary bit of defending by Paulao, wasn't it? It's about to score, Morata, but he still has another look at the assistant referee.
How long we got left? 10 days or 12 days or so of the transfer window, unless someone comes in and can buy around Betis half a dozen new players. I don't really see. I look at the options today. Players left out the squad. The bench didn't have enough variety to it.
Here's Ronaldo again. He fancies another one yet, you know. And the goalkeeper makes the save. For a moment when that popped up in the air there, feared the worst. Commiseration from Cristiano Ronaldo. Betis have been blown apart here by Real Madrid, who moved level at the top with Barcelona and Atletico for tonight at least. Ronaldo, Bale, Benzema, Di Maria and Morata, all scorers, as they have outclassed and humiliated Betis, who are rock bottom and surely heading out of the Liga at this rate. Full-time score from the Benito Villamarin. Betis 0, Real Madrid 5.
And you can't get much more of a comprehensive win than that. 5 goals, 5 different goal scorers, including the front 3 all on the score sheet. Add to that, a clean sheet at the right end. Both those players scoring the goals, as Real Madrid have played a game more, but they join Barcelona and Atletico on 50 points now. That's 9 wins and 1 draw from the 10 games since the Clásico. They are waiting for the top 2 to slip up. As for Betis, well, they started the weekend 7 points from safety. Things could get a lot worse. Elche lead Rayo 2-0 right now, and all the teams above them yet to complete week 20. Well, Marcelino, just what gear were Real Madrid in there?
Yeah, they look like in no gear, really. Someone was probably pushing the car because it looked so easy for them to get this victory. Goals kept coming, and maybe they could have even scored a couple more, but they really didn't need to do it. Betis really struggled, and they looked very, very poor, and their attitude was like a team that's already relegated.
Ronaldo got the first goal. Oh. What a goal it was indeed. Oh. 69 goals last year. He's already got 4 this year.
I think the honest truth is, I'm 100% sure he's watched Messi during the week and he said, I've got to do something better than that. This is outstanding. I understand that there's no moving from the keeper, but this is just from another planet. This is Ronaldo at his best. When he's in this form, he's just unstoppable.
And brilliant. It looks like the Ballon d'Or has given him even more confidence, doesn't it?
Well, he said after he won the Ballon d'Or, I want to come back next year, and he wants to come back next year and win it. So it just shows you the determination he's got and the desire to want to improve. I mean, he's already at the top of his game, but he wants to get better.
Gareth Bale got the second goal. How surprised were you that he was almost allowed to take the free kick by Ronaldo?
Yeah, well, probably Ronaldo is happy about that Ballon d'Or, and he allowed him to take this free kick. Well, it's also good, I think, is probably the goalkeeper could have done more there. But I understand that from the manager's point of view, it's good that 2 or 3 different players take the free kicks, because you then give a bigger problem to the goalkeepers. They don't know exactly what's going to happen, and if Bale takes it, it's a guarantee of danger as well.
And that's 10 goals in all competitions now for Gareth Bale. The way he gets it up and down, we talk about maybe the goalkeeper should have done better, but not many players in the world could get the ball up and down so quickly.
No, he's got great, fantastic technique. They're similar to Ronaldo, but you have to question mark the goalkeeper there. I mean, we looked at it, we saw he's got to at least have a go. Just try at least. Throw your body there. He doesn't move, and when you look at it from a different angle, you can see that, you know, that he could have done maybe something, but it's just, you respect the technique. The technique's fantastic, but as Marcelo would tell you, I mean, if you were a manager, you expect your goalkeeper at least to try. Yeah. If he doesn't get it, you put your hands up. But no, great goal.
How pleased will Carlo Ancelotti be that his third striker got on the score sheet, Karim Benzema?
Yeah, it's always good that the strikers score. It gives them confidence. It keeps them going, and not only the strikers, but 5 different players, including Morata, at the end. So it's a very good, very complete game. Very good victory for Real Madrid. Easy one. There's no injuries, no knocks. 5 goals, and everything is positive for Real Madrid in this game.
And Luka Modric just seems to be getting better and better in a Real Madrid shirt as well,
Brilliant.
doesn't he?
I mean, there was times he was going through a difficult time. They write him off. He was one of the worst signings in Spain, and he's been unbelievable. I mean, since the game at Old Trafford, he basically won him the game. Then since then, he just grew from confidence. You could see the great piece of skill. He set Benzema up there. And if you look at that, Benzema's got still time to even lay it back to the back post. But no, very good player to have in the team.
Now, we've seen the poor goalkeeper, Stefan Andersson, not go for a couple of those goals. He went for Di Maria's one, but again, he had no chance at all, did he?
Yeah, he looked very static in the first 2 ones, especially the second one, where he should have dived at least and tried. Maybe a top goalkeeper, you would have demanded to do a bit more on this ball as well. Probably it was a very good shot taken, but a top goalkeeper. I mean, I can see Courtois saving this kind of shot, or some of the top goalkeepers in the world, but obviously he probably isn't.
Not a good day for him then. Now, Ronaldo is so good at the moment, he can either give a great assist with an overhead kick for Morata for the 5th goal.
If you want to call that an assist, if that had gone to the top corner, I think he would have gone to the corner flag and tell everyone it's about him again. But no, that's the confidence, that's the form he's in. He can try anything, but this is what you want.
I'm not quite sure he means this. He's probably going for goal himself.
He was going for goal, yeah, for sure. But you've got to shoot, and if you don't shoot, you don't score. So. And good, like Marcelino said, Morata, he got in goal scoring sheet as well.
And that just sums up Betis' defence and Betis this season as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, we were commenting here while watching the game that the Betis defence was also very static, ball watching. There were a couple of plays where there were 1 or 2 Real Madrid's players on their own around the 6-yard box, just ready to tap the ball in, and the defenders were just watching. It was a very poor and I'm not going to be, or not going to say suspicious, but not the best of the attitudes by Betis players, defenders in this case.
What about just one last thing on Ronaldo as well? He won the Ballon d'Or, deservedly so, we think. Well, who would you have in his side right now? In your side?
In my
Messi
team,
or
you
Ronaldo?
have Ronaldo. He can adapt. I love Messi. He's a fantastic player, but I have the feeling that Messi can only play in Barcelona team. Ronaldo's son is left the Premier League, has gone over there and is playing a complete different team and still managed to be the best player. So I think Messi needs Xavi, Iniesta, those kind of players around him.
Wow. Do you go along with that, Mars?
I'm not going to argue this time. I'm not going to give you a nice argument here in the set. I could agree with him. He's also played with him, and that counts a lot when you can know a player in the dressing room and in training every day. I will say for me he's the most complete player ever. You can see him scoring with left, right, from long range, taking free kicks, headers. Even you can, as a manager, you can say he can defend at set pieces in the air and stuff like that.
This conversation could run and run.
Yeah,
it's a very
forever,
controversial one indeed.
I know.
Well, Betis' misery continues at Real Madrid. So they join Atletico and Barcelona at the top. Well, next we're off to watch two teams which, going into the weekend, they were pretty happy with where they sat in the table. Granada at 9th, Osasuna at 13th. A win for either would be another big step to safety. That's next.